Keep your issues to your...
WNBA players aimed to make a powerful statement at the All-Star Game. And they did, but not in the way they hoped. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, this was their opportunity to show the league's strength beyond her influence. Instead, awkward interviews and questionable on-court antics turned it into an embarrassing PR setback.
Keep your issues to yourself. You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a 4 seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
And then came the Kelsey Plum incident, the moment that lit up social media. In what was supposed to be a show of unity, Plum threw Caitlin Clark under the bus completely unprovoked, contradicting everything she'd said about players standing together. You couldn't script this level of irony. What followed was a full-blown PR meltdown that only strengthened Clark's fanbase and proved their point about how the league treats her. This All-Star Weekend was meant to be a celebration, the WNBA's biggest showcase yet. Last year's 2024 game drew a record 3.44 million viewers, with Clark's debut turning it into a cultural event. Fans tuned in, merch sold out, and clips went viral. A moment that cemented her as the league's driving force. This year had all the makings of something even bigger. Clark was set to captain a team on her home court in Indianapolis, surrounded by her fans. The stage was perfect. Sold-out seats, massive media attention, and anticipation through the roof. Behind the scenes, it was also a critical moment for players, who were using the weekend to push leverage in CBA talks ahead of an October 31st deadline. But when Clark suffered a right groin injury against the Connecticut Sun on July 15th, everything unraveled. Her withdrawal from the three-point contest and the game itself sent shockwaves, and the fallout was instant and brutal.
The getting price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%, from $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing.
When ticket prices dropped 48% overnight, it sent a clear message. Fans would rather take a loss than watch the WNBA's top stars without Caitlin Clark. And it's not just the All-Star Game. Prices for the Fever vs. Liberty matchup, once one of the hottest tickets in the league, have plunged to as low as $59. I remember trying to attend that game in New York earlier this season and couldn't find nosebleeds under $120. For the third time this year, Caitlin Clark's unmatched influence on the WNBA has been proven beyond any doubt.
I can't imagine, folks, you know how many NBA players can get injured? And the prices would never drop to this low. LeBron James can be injured, Steph Curry could be injured, Kevin Durant could be in, and the prices still will not drop to be this low. $75? Folks, I'm sure there's some high school football teams down in Texas that charge you at least $75 to get to a home game.
There's no athlete in any sport who impacts attendance, viewership, and revenue quite like Caitlin Clark. And that's what makes this such a harsh reality check for WNBA players currently demanding higher pay. With Clark sidelined, all eyes shifted to the rest of the league. This was their moment, a chance to prove the WNBA isn't a one-player show, that its collective talent could captivate audiences, fill arenas, and demonstrate real value beyond one superstar. It was the perfect opportunity to strengthen their case in those stalled CBA negotiations and show they deserve every dollar they're asking for. Instead, what unfolded was a complete disaster, and it began long before the opening tip-off. Let's be clear. All-Star games are for the fans. Especially the new ones, the people buying jerseys, sharing highlights, and driving record engagement. They're the reason salaries are set to rise. The reason there's even a CBA battle worth fighting. Yet rather than welcoming that new wave of excitement, what fans witnessed was a tone-deaf performance from the league's stars. Instead of unity and celebration, the weekend exposed deep disconnects and a massive missed opportunity to grow the game.
Yes, I think, our sports culture, I think so many fans, feel they have the freedom to say whatever they want to us. And unfortunately, there's a lot of nasty things that come with it. At the end of the day, we're here doing our jobs, and they don't have people coming to their jobs saying these nasty things. So, we definitely have to protect the players better. It's unfortunate that it's come to this point, but I know we're going to continue to speak up about it, and we're just trying to play basketball.
Alyssa Thomas, an all-star, actually complained that fans were being mean. For a professional athlete, that shows a surprising lack of awareness about how sports work. Fans can be harsh, loud, and critical, but that passion means they care. It's part of being a public figure in a sport people genuinely watch. What made it worse was her suggestion that no one else faces criticism in their jobs. Really? Tell me you've never worked in customer service without telling me you've never worked in customer service. It came off completely out of touch, and the internet wasted no time letting her know it. Speaking of being out of touch, money became the hot topic of All-Star Weekend. Between the stalled CBA talks and player comments, Angel Reese stole headlines with one soundbite that instantly blew up across X.
It's bigger than me. No player is less important than me or more important than me. We are all here to fight for the same thing and what we deserve. Basketball and WNBA is all I know. And this is the league I love so much. And we're not going to stop until we get exactly what we want. And yesterday's meeting really woke me up to the eyes of we aren't getting what we deserve.
Angel Reese didn't hold back during All-Star Weekend. She openly floated the idea of a strike, right there on camera with every major outlet watching. The reaction was instant and intense. Thousands of fans flooded the comments, pointing out the obvious. The WNBA has never turned a profit and was struggling for mainstream relevance before Caitlin Clark came along. Many dared Reese to test her market value without Clark's influence. Now, to be fair, she was responding to a reporter's question, but the optics were terrible. Hinting at a work stoppage during the league's biggest promotional weekend of the year was a bold and risky move. And she wasn't alone in that messaging. Before taking her own subtle jab at Caitlin, Kelsey Plum made it clear that All-Star Weekend wasn't just a showcase. It was meant to be a statement, a pay-us-what-we're-worth moment for the players to demand change.
We have a long way to go. We're going to use this weekend to show our value and our worth and continue to be united because we do deserve more.
To be fair, Kelsey Plum made a valid point. The weekend was about winning hearts, minds, and wallets. But here's the reality. If you want people to buy in, you have to deliver a product worth buying. And that's where it all fell apart. The All-Stars quickly shifted the spotlight away from the fans and back onto themselves. They took the court wearing matching shirts that read, "Pay us what you owe us." A not-so-subtle jab at ownership and the stalled CBA talks. Unfortunately, the message fell flat and landed like a lead balloon.
These t-shirts, whoever told them to do this was a bad move. A bad move. Because when I tell you, Fearbug, Breaking 911, Barstool Sports, congratulations, Clown World picked you up, Hater Report, and about 25 others. This is now going viral. I mean, mega viral, and not in a good way. This backfired from a PR standpoint royally.
Social media wasted no time tearing the players apart. And honestly, people were asking the obvious question. What are you actually owed? The WNBA has never turned a profit. It's lost money every single year for over 3 decades, including a $40 million loss just last season. The only reason players even have leverage to ask for higher pay now is because of the massive new fan base Caitlin Clark brought to the league. That new audience outnumbers the original one. And the numbers don't lie. Viewership drops 55% when Clark isn't on the court. Ticket prices fall by half the moment she's injured. Every metric shows she's directly responsible for at least half the league's audience, if not more. That's why when memes started circulating, even the photoshopped ones, the point hit hard. Fans overwhelmingly agreed. Caitlin Clark is the only player in the WNBA right now who's truly owed anything. And that's the biggest mistake players keep making with stunts like this. Casual fans aren't rallying behind them, because they know exactly who's driving the league's growth. The one player who made them start watching in the first place.
These players have made a grave miscalculation. They've got, on a 3-to-1 scale, they've got new sports fans, and I don't mean new to sports, new to their league. Fans of other sports now watching their league. The old fandom is the 1. All right, we're the 3, they're the 1. Now, we're not watching their whole sport as a whole. We're not. Now, occasionally we peek in on other games or this and that and the other, but we're watching the Indiana Fever. More specifically, we're watching Caitlin Clark. These players know that, and they hate it. And they can't even hide it.
The biggest mistake players made was assuming fans would automatically side with them. Sure, a few diehards might. But most of today's audience are new fans who came because of Caitlin Clark. And with how the league and some players have treated them, those fans aren't becoming long-term WNBA supporters anytime soon. Start talking about strikes and you risk losing them for good. But that wasn't even the worst part. There was still a game to play. And when it finally started, things got rough.
I don't even know how to describe what the hell that was. Like, is embarrassment to basketball a reasonable explanation for that?
Last year's All-Star game actually had some energy, real competition, and a little pride on the line. This year, it felt more like a Saturday morning shoot-around at the local YMCA. No defense, no urgency. Just endless stretches of jogging and half-contested threes. Even Aya Wilson, the reigning MVP, finished with only 4 points. It didn't just seem like the players weren't trying. Fans in the arena and online were saying it outright. Many were bored, frustrated, and questioning why they paid all-star prices to watch what felt like half-speed cardio. Some even left before the final buzzer.
Early in the second half, look at how many people left at halftime. Look at how many people left the game at halftime. In just a couple of hundred that you guys can see on screen. In just a couple of hundred you can see on screen. There is at least 20 seats missing in that area. From people just left at halftime. More there. More there. This is 7 minutes going to third quarter. And there's all of these. And we'll skip through the fourth quarter. Not very few of them are back.
Let's be honest. All-star games are rarely thrilling. Without real stakes, they're usually more show than competition. But this one was supposed to be different. It was the WNBA's big moment to shine. A sold-out arena, national spotlight, and a chance to prove how far the league has come. A perfect opportunity to show that the players truly deserve the pay raises they're demanding. Instead, fans were left disappointed, because what they got looked nothing like the statement the league promised. If that's the showcase you're using to prove your value and negotiate a bigger payday, good luck. Last year told a completely different story. Kelsey Plum was full court pressing Caitlin Clark. The intensity was real, and fans actually felt like they were watching something that mattered.
WNBA fans, you showed up. Now you showed out. Make some noise.
This year, players blamed the format, claiming they had to conserve energy with regular games ahead. Fair enough. But that excuse didn't stop them from going live on Instagram the night before, partying, laughing, and even calling themselves Team Hangover in the post-game huddle. Whatever the reason, fatigue, ego, or poor planning, the result was the same. A game that was hard to watch and a golden opportunity completely wasted. Because in the end, it's not just the fans they need to impress. It's the owners, and they were watching.
And I totally get the players feeling like, look, we don't want to go out there and risk our body and expend all of this energy. Obviously, we want to put on a good show and we want to do something that the fans enjoy, but we're kind of stretched a little thin here. But then on the same side, I think there might have been an opportunity here if the players went out there, played hard, had a great product, got those ratings up, had the building electric for the entire 4 quarters. Like, there's an example there for the people that you're coming to the table to negotiate with, to show like, hey, look at what we can do. Look at the stars in our league. Look at the fans who show up for us. This is why we deserve to be paid more. This is another reason we deserve to be paid more.
But it still wasn't over. After the game, following all the CBA talk, the t-shirt stunt, and one of the most disappointing All-Star performances ever, we got one last soundbite that completely lit a fuse.
The reason this league has never been fiscally responsible, they've never had to be. The reason entitlement is so prevalent in this dump is because they have never been forced to earn their own money.
All the WNBA has to do, literally all it has to do, is embrace Caitlin Clark and the massive fan base she brought with her. Stop allowing cheap shots on the court. Stop alienating the new audience that's keeping the league relevant. And most importantly, start reading the room. The reality is simple. Most people don't believe the players are owed huge raises right now. Not when half the current fan base didn't care about the WNBA before Clark arrived. And the league still hasn't turned a profit, losing $40 million just last year. Caitlin Clark is a once-in-a-generation gift, the kind of player who can completely redefine a league's trajectory. Instead of building around her, too many players and decision-makers treat her like a threat. It's self-sabotage at the highest level. All they had to do was ride the wave she created, elevate the product, and win people over. But now, with Clark sidelined again, the same players who spent All-Star Weekend puffing their chests and demanding leverage are about to face a harsh reality check. A giant steaming plate of humble pie. If you're still watching, drop a goat in the comments because you're the real MVP.